I'm opening every pack in Pokemon. I'm opening vintage packs. Oh, that's a good.
Odd packs are regarded as some of the.
Alright, I'm gonna get straight to the point. There is a gambling problem in our modern day TCG games, and it's a problem that's been overlooked and not as much people have talked about it as it should be in our TCG communities. So today I'm gonna talk a bit about this gambling problem and provide some solutions to what we as a community and individuals can do to help combat this problem. So a lot of us enjoy TCGs for many different reasons, whether it be you like the artwork, you enjoy playing the actual games, or you're a fan of the franchise and just got into it for the heck of it. And while it's good to pursue the TCG hobby, right? People like spending their money and time collecting the cards and battling out with their friends to see who's the best among them. There is something within the TCG that can become dangerous and that can steer away a person's mind from what they truly want to get away from involving themselves in the TCG. And this is really in line with opening packs and gambling. So those two are very much correlated to each other, and those two things are very much integrated within the trading card community, right? Because when you first start off, right, you go out, you buy yourself a pack or a box of your favorite TCG, and you rip open those packs to see what kind of cards you're initially gonna get. And that's part of the fun of the TCG, and it's part of why people get into it, right? Because they enjoy ripping open these packs in order to see if they get the card they want, or to get that big chase card that they were looking for. But somewhere along that line, it became more of, can I open this pack to get a big chase card which I can cash out for some amount of value that will gain me a profit from buying that pack and opening it, right? So a lot of people are opening packs for the sake of getting the big chase card and cashing out. And because of that, that's where the gambling problem can begin. And you already know that opening packs in itself is a gamble, right? Because you're trying to see if you can hit that percentage, that small percentage where that chase card might be, in order to get that card. And more than likely, instead of keeping that card for yourself, you're going to sell it out, cash it out for some amount of cash. And people feel inclined to cash out their big chase cards and go after even more, because TCGs in general are an expensive hobby. I already spent hundreds of dollars on my One Piece TCG, and I've only been here for a couple of months. And that money has been spent on opening packs, participating at my locals, and building my own deck. So definitely not something that is light on your wallet. And because of that, people want to go after a potential card that can negate the amount of money that they have spent on the TCG, right? And that is essentially where the problem forms from. So if I haven't made it clear enough yet, let me tell this to you before we continue on with the video. Opening packs is a type of gambling. Whether you do it for fun or doing it for the chase card, whenever you open a pack, there is always some goal in mind that you have in your head of trying to obtain a card that you could have obtained buying it as a single. But now you're trying to get it through a chance of opening a pack. So this leads into the question as, why do people keep opening these packs when they know they're going to have a slim chance of getting the chase card that they want and could be much better off getting the single? Well, it's because they love the feeling of opening packs. Because when you open a pack and you know you're trying to go after that chase card with that big amount of cash value that can gain you profit, it gives you a big dopamine rush just opening the packs and going through the cards. And it's sort of a gambler's high right before they hit it big, right? Because your heart is beating very fast, you're very focused, you're very locked into the moment that's in front of you. And you're very eager to see that when you pull this next card away from the stack of cards that you got, is it going to be that card that you're looking for? And when it turns out to not be that card, you're hit with a sense of sadness and sense of loss, right? Because essentially you just lost some amount of money buying that pack and opening it just to not get the card you're going for. And because of this sensation, you're eager to go back and you're eager to buy one more, because the first time that you hit it big, you remember that feeling and you want to feel it again, and you want to also reap the rewards of hitting that big amount of cash value on that card. So you go ahead, you buy more packs, and the cycle continues from there on. But the way the TCG industries have created and shaped their markets, it makes people keep coming back for more and more. So you've seen probably with Pokemon and other TCGs, I've seen personally with One Piece, they keep pushing out new product almost every 1.5 month, every 1.5, almost 2 months. There's always a new set coming out, always new cards to go after, and that just means more packs to buy and more gambling going on there, right? These companies don't care about how, they all they care about is how much you spend on the product, right? And how often you're spending. They don't care about if you are not spending it wisely, if you have a problem with it. All they care about is money. That's just what it is. That's just how it is. And the way they keep bringing you back is with more new stuff, more new product. And it's a cycle that's just going to continue if you don't do anything to stop it, because they won't. They'll keep doing what they're doing, but it's something you have to do to stop it. So with the industries pushing out new material so often, there's also on the flip side people that are influencing and promoting this type of pack opening and this type of, chase. You see influencers on all social media platforms. They're always showing us their big hits. They're always showing us how much they spent on their packs, on their boxes, and how many packs they have opened up. And you always see them with their big hits, and it makes you feel that, the next one that you buy, that'll be your time to shine, and you could be just like them if you buy a pack. But every single time it's going to turn out the way you won't expect it to be. And the thing is, with these influencers, it almost feels like kind of unreal to see how much they keep spending on packs. I'm scrolling on YouTube Shorts and I see various YouTubers, they keep spending money on Pokemon packs. And I'm just thinking, how do they even have the money for this? And I'm thinking, they're just going to keep going until they hit the card they want, even though they could have gotten it just by buying it normally. They're just going to keep on going. And it's going to make us feel like we could be doing the same thing alongside them. And just to know that with every influencer's big hit, there are hundreds of losses they have gone through. And there are tons of packs they have opened and gotten nothing. And the only reason they're not in the negatives compared to us regular people is they make a lot of money from their social media, from selling their own stuff. So that is one thing to note. And the other thing is, even in our own local communities, when people post pictures of their hits and stuff in the local group chats, the Discord servers, the WhatsApp group, Facebook groups, Um, it makes us feel, like again I said before, it makes us feel that the next time that we buy, we can be just like them, right? And the thing is, since this issue is not like talked about at all in any of these communities, YouTube, online, local, in the small servers, none of this is talked about. So no help is like put out there in case that somebody needs the help. So people with this addiction, whether they know it or not, they're gonna see all this stuff happening around them, and they're just gonna be inclined to spend more and more and more on this TCG, on the TCG that once they found happiness, but is now bringing them ruin in more ways than one. I also want to mention the fact that this behavior is also being shown to the younger generation of TCG players. Children and people under the age of 18, right? They're seeing this online on the social media platforms, and they're gonna be going through the same kind of behavior of ripping packs and spending money, a lot of money that they shouldn't, on the TCG games. And it's true that there aren't that many young people in the TCG. There's a lot of people in like the 20s or early 30s compared to younger people, but still it is a problem that this is going to be shown to them. It's going to be like we're grooming future gamblers, future people that's going to get addicted to the TCG in a bad way, and they won't be able to enjoy the cards like how it's meant to be. So it's something that we should also be mindful of when we ourselves participate and show the TCG to the younger generations. Okay, so I mentioned a lot of the problems already in this video, and I want to take some time to talk about solutions. There's probably a lot more other stuff I could have talked about and I should have talked about, but this video is getting a little bit long and I want to keep it nice and short. So as a community, you know, we gotta know when to take breaks from the TCG, and we gotta know that sometimes it's better for us to stop, take a break, leave the TCG for a while, and just focus on ourselves, right? Focus on getting rid of this addiction. Remember why we're in the TCG in the first place, right? We're not here just to gamble all our money away for a big card and then sell it, make profit, right? At least that's not the case for most people. Most people here are here to enjoy collecting the card, looking at the artwork, and playing the game. So that's one thing you should do if gambling and ripping open these packs are becoming a problem, is taking a break. Another thing is, if you are in the space of actually playing your TCG, sometimes getting singles or even proxies will generously save your wallet from ripping packs trying to get that card that you need, or buying that alternate art card, which is like 4 times the normal of the regular version of the card. So I strongly encourage you get singles, you get proxies. It's nothing that's looked down upon, and unless you're going for like an actual tournament, you know, that's when you should actually buy the actual version of the card rather than a proxy, because they won't let you participate. But if you're just playing in locals, get yourself proxies, buy yourself singles instead of ripping packs, and it'll be a much more nicer time for your wallet. The final thing, as a last case scenario, you know, if this is truly becoming an addiction and you know it's becoming a problem, just think for yourself, is it time for me to stop this TCG as a whole, you know, or maybe even take a big break, like multiple years? Because if you keep spending this money that you know is going to go down the drain, right, because there's a very low chance of you actually getting something big, it's just going to hurt you financially, and it's going to hurt your future self. Because this money that could have been spent on your food, your clothes, your bills, your family, you know, for yourself, in general is all going to be wasted in ripping open packs and just gonna bring yourself ruin, right? And the longer you stay in TCG doing this, people that have been in TCGs know that the longer they've stayed, the more the loss is. So you're never gonna gain a profit unless you're like the luckiest guy in the world. You're never gaining a profit, right? The house always wins. So that's just something to be mindful of, something to think about. In the description, I'm gonna put the link, or not the link, sorry, put the number for the National Gambling Hotline in case you need it. And you always have your friends and family to talk to if you have a problem. So those are your most reliable. You should always go to them first and then seek out professional help. So yeah, this video has been going a little bit over 15 minutes. I'm gonna wrap this up. So I hope you guys got my point of what I'm trying to say. Hopefully my point came across, and hopefully this will help to change something, bring more awareness with this problem in the community. If anything I said was wrong or incorrect, please let me know in the comment section, as I'm still, new, learning. But I've seen this as a problem, and I decided that something needs to be said about it, because if you try searching up right now on YouTube, you'll see videos like 2-3 years ago, right? It's not a very common topic that's being talked about. So hopefully this video sheds some light onto this subject, and hopefully people will become more aware of this. And yeah, I think that's it for this video. So if you guys enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. Let me know how well I did. This is one of my first videos. I definitely didn't talk the way I wanted to, and that would just come with improvement with making more videos. But yeah, hopefully you guys stick around for my next one, and I'll see you guys later.